Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Jurassic Hour Podcast. Can I get a round of applause, please? I probably won't edit that in. But it's been a while. I think the first episode and the only episode, or technically the second episode, because I know I did a pilot episode with Dangerville about a year ago, and then we continued this just before Rebirth released with Cinematic Jurassic, another content creator in the Jurassic franchise. So ever since then, we haven't actually gone ahead and made a podcast. So so it's been a long while, I think, since June. So that's probably, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, nearly a year ago, basically. And yeah, it's just been a really long time. But that's because I had really high hopes for what I wanted to do with this podcast. Essentially, I wanted to get a creator or a fan on every single week and discuss a new topic every single week, all of the breaking news and whatnot. But I started to realize that maybe I might have bitten off a bit more than I could chew, because not every creator could meet at the same time. Some of them were just turning me down. Some fans were able to, but then they weren't able to at certain times for me. So I think what I've decided to do for the time being is to make the Jurassic Hour podcast something more along the lines of having special guests on every so-and-so weeks. I don't want to make promises because I don't know what's going to happen with the Jurassic Hour podcast, I'll be deadly honest. But I just thought, I still want to talk Jurassic. I have a lot to talk about. And I like the videos I make, but I also like the videos where I'm just calm, I just chat random shit that comes out of my head. And of course, there are plenty of you guys out there who probably watch videos on your way to work, on your lunch break, or whilst you're working, maybe even whilst you're sleeping. So I kind of want to add some content for you guys to have that part of your day sorted as well. So yeah, that's the Jurassic Hour podcast. That's why it's been such a long time since it did return. Yeah, it's been ages, but hopefully we can get back into the swing of things. I'm going to try to do a weekly episode every single week, but again, I don't want to make any promises, no guarantees. But I've been able to find a way around it, as you can tell. I don't know if you guys are watching visually, but this is a calm video. I've managed to get some visualization sound waves going. I've got some background going as well, and I kind of like it. You know, I kind of like it. Nothing too crazy. And of course, when we do get the guest stars on, we'll go back to, or we'll resort back to webcams and whatnot. But for the time being, you'll have the sound wave. So, what are we going to talk about today? What have I got on my notes here? Right, yes. So why did I want to return back to Jurassic Hour Podcast? Well, I have said in a few videos ago that I've been really into GTA 5 lately. Like I've played a lot of GTA 5. I went back online, tried to finish some missions I never completed, and just tried to get loads of money basically. And that ended up me kind of like spiraling down into a GTA 6 rabbit hole, loving GTA 6, can't wait for GTA 6. I'm really excited for it. And even yesterday, or actually today, technically, nearly 24 hours ago, let's just say that, at the time of recording, I started my journey on Red Dead Redemption 2. I actually have never played that game. I know my dad's played it, he's completed it, but all I know about that game is that horses can poop, because my dad would always ask for my mum to come into the room, and he would be like, look on the TV, and it would just be his horse taking a shit. So that's all I kind of know about Red Dead Redemption 2, besides the great acclaim that it has. Loads of people love it, so I've been playing a lot of that lately. So within doing so, whilst I'm editing my videos for Jurassic, I've been watching another creator called Dandy Andy, I think it is. And he makes very similar videos to what I do, but more specifically for GTA 6. He's a much smaller creator, but I really like how he puts his videos together. So I've been having his videos on the side, and then I realized that he has his own podcast, something that I've wanted to do, and I kind of did start and then didn't really follow through with it. And then he talks about GTA 6 in those podcasts and gets you guys involved. So I thought, hey, that's a great idea. That's similar to what I wanted to do. So out of inspiration, that gave me some motivation to bring back the Jurassic Hour podcast. And you know, it's a video each week where I don't have to be a presenter. I can just be myself. So yeah, and you know, in recent times, I'm sure you guys can see on the channel, I haven't actually uploaded a lot. So I have been taking quite I think probably about 3 months off now, just for mental health break. I've been taking time off social media. I haven't been tweeting much. I've been on Instagram, but I've only been watching videos. I haven't really been making many posts. Same goes for here on YouTube. Haven't really been doing that either. So that's why we haven't got like a video every single day like we used to back in November, because I just got very, very, very drained. What's the word I'm looking for? Something out. It's in the back of my head. See, these are the issues with podcast. I can't just cut here and then cut to where I finally find the word. But you guys know what I'm on about. I got very drained and worn out, and I thought it was better to probably upload one video every 3 days or 2 days rather than one every day. That's just me forcing myself to talk into a camera. So yeah, my mental health was also dwindling as well, and the amount of shit I see on social media is just so depressing and just full of lies and BS all the time. So I've just kind of taken my time just to stay away from social media and try to make myself a little bit happier. Take care after Kobe. Where is Kobe? Kobe? He was begging me for food. I did feed him, but he's gone. He's gone somewhere. But yes, I've been taking my time to look after Kobe and just make myself feel a bit better. And I feel like I'm slowly finding my feet, and hopefully I can jump back into it come the summer. So yeah, but how is Kobe? He's good. He's a bit of a big lad now. He's not that little baby that you guys saw on my live streams back in the summer. He's much bigger now, and he's honestly one of the cutest cats I've ever had. I've had 4 cats, including Kobe, in my life. First one called Toby. When I was 4 years old, I think we got him, and unfortunately he died in 2019. Then we have Lucy, who's currently 13 or 14 years old now, I think she is. We recently got Lenny 2 years ago, and when I moved away from the UK, I ended up getting Kobe myself back in June last year. So he's almost 1 year old, and without a doubt, all of them have their own characters, but Kobe is the cutest cat that I've had in such a long time. I think ever. He is just so adorable. There are personal things that I don't want to share, but he's so cute. He is so, so cute, and I love him to bits. Is this how parents feel when they finally have children? When they want to show off their children? Yeah. So yeah, mental health, looking after Kobe, making him feel better. But I am currently finding my feet. As I said, I've been playing a lot of GTA 5 lately. Very excited for GTA 6. And I've really been on the gaming grind for the Rockstar games. Again, as I said, I just started Red Dead Redemption 2 as well last night. And so far, I think I've completed like 15% of the game. Played maybe about 4 hours of it, 5 hours of it. Really good. Really good so far. I can't wait to see the rest of it, and it's so in detail and accurate, and I really appreciate it. So I've been meaning to play Red Dead for so long because I used to watch memes with my friend Jacob, who we would just like watch so many memes, and there'd be so many Red Dead memes, and for so many years I was like, I want to play Red Dead, and then the memes would pop up and I'd be like, hey, it's a sign to play it. And I think for about 5 years now, nearly 6 years, I've been saying stuff like that, and I just haven't played Red Dead. But in just the spur of the moment last night, I went ahead, I bought it, and now I'm playing it. So hopefully it's good. Can't wait to see how the story turns out. But anyways, you guys are here for Jurassic stuff. That's the opening prologue for this podcast. Again, this is supposed to be an hour long, hence why it's called the Jurassic Hour Podcast. Every podcast is aiming to be an hour long. So start off 10 minutes, what's my life getting up to? So you guys have a little in detail look about what's going on in my life. But yes, so we've actually had some recent events for Jurassic 8, more noticeably the title, Jurassic World Liberation. So we've got some more updates regarding it. So if you guys happen to have missed my video earlier in the week, we didn't confirm, but we did have our suspicions that Jurassic World Liberation would be the title of Jurassic World 5, the next Jurassic movie in the franchise. Now, where this information came from was a domain website called Whois. They're very reliable, and they give off a lot of information about who's bought what domain, what name it's under, and yada, yada, yada. So recent events surrounding the title of Jurassic 8 broke out, saying that it could be Jurassic World Liberation. But also in that video, I did say that there is a chance that it may be quite inaccurate, and I would take it with a pinch of salt. And then, of course, more information came by that it actually ended up being false. Now, I don't know if you guys are following me on Twitter. I would recommend, because sometimes I post very quick things to talk about for the Jurassic franchise over on Twitter. Let me just move my microphone quickly, so I'm using my other monitor now. Yeah, so I basically had an exclusive because one of my secondary sources actually came out and told me that Universal were aware of this accusation? No. Acquire. You know what I mean. That somebody has acquired Jurassic World Liberation movie, the URL. And essentially, the whole reason why I started to believe that Liberation could be the title was because if you did go to the URL, it would redirect you to the official Jurassic World website. Now, I'm no lawyer. I've studied a tiny bit of law, but a lot of my friends did go on to study law. I do have lawyers in the family as well, and I even have lawyers here in my local country as well for my business and whatnot. So I've been speaking to a lot of them, and I basically got the idea to confirm that what this person did is quite illegal. Quite illegal. So the first things that kind of gave away that this domain wasn't legit was the fact that it was purchased by some random company called Namecheap Incorporated, and that the register was also in Iceland. When this happened for Jurassic World Rebirth last year, it was purchased by either Amblin or Universal, and it was in the United States. So obviously seeing something from Iceland kind of throws it off a little bit. So that's kind of what gave us the red flag, and we were kind of confused why that was happening. But then with the redirection, I knew that if they were to do that, that would be illegal. So that's why I was like, okay, it's redirecting. So why would anybody risk a legal cause for just the URL, just for some fun? So my throat was getting really dry. I should have brought some water with me. So that's why I was like on the fence whether or not it would be legit. But then I did tweet out saying, exclusive, Universal has been made aware of an illegal requirement of Jurassic World Liberation domain title. Apparently, there is no title for Jurassic World 5 just yet been finalized, and it is unclear if they will proceed with legal action on whom had acquired this domain. Yesterday, it was revealed by Whois that the Liberation title purchase was made on the 20th of February 2026. However, as we made aware to you yesterday, the domain shows illegitimacy for multiple factors. Purchasing, redirecting, and denying transfer is considered highly illegal. That's also something. I believe the domain was listed as non-transferable or something like that, which again, if you're going to take an IP like Jurassic, that's highly illegal to do something like that. Anyways, we verified with some secondary sources of ours to keep us informed regarding the legitimacy of this title. They have since suggested reason to believe that Amblin and Universal didn't make this accusation? Is that the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. They didn't purchase this domain and have been made aware of this illegal acquirement of said URL. As we established, this is highly illegal in international laws and regulations globally. If legal proceedings do pursue, said individual could be arrested upon multiple arrivals of multiple first world nations, including Iceland, where this individual acquired said domain. So he could be living in Iceland and get arrested. This also means other countries. I know the GCC in the Middle East, so first world countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, if he was to go there for holiday or even for a stopover to go into Asia, or maybe the other way around into Europe, he could be arrested upon arrival. So that's if legal proceedings do continue. Anyways, apparently no title for Jurassic Gate has been selected thus far. However, there are candidates in the pot, as I quote, for the title of this next movie. More in the next movie will be revealed in due course. And yeah, that's pretty much the statement that I put out regarding the title. So it seems like Liberation is not the title for the next Jurassic movie. And it still makes me wonder, Why would this guy risk so much legal activity just for a bit of fun? He can't go holiday in these nice hot countries now, even possibly some countries like the US, because of the way that the US has been lately. Even if you say the wrong thing or sneeze the wrong way, you're in trouble and you're a tourist. So if he enters the US, maybe something might happen. Same with UK, France, Spain, Portugal. Just it blows my mind. It baffles me why somebody would even do something like this um, for a bit of fun, because it's literally just going to be what 3-4 days worth of people maybe believing it, and then you're just in trouble for your lifetime. You've got a criminal record. So it baffled me. I would like Liberation to be the title just to prove us wrong, but only time will tell. But yes, it does pretty much confirm that Liberation is inaccurate, is probably not the title. I'm fairly certain it's not going to be the title. But that did make us question about what the title of the next Jurassic World movie should be. And this is the next part of what I want to talk about in this podcast. We're only 15 minutes in. I don't know how I'm going to get to an hour, but I'll try my best. Yeah, so I just dropped a water bottle. Please don't tell me it split. Did it split? It did not split. We're fine. We're fine. Don't worry. Yeah, so I did go ahead and post something on Twitter asking people what they think the title should be. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of them out. Wow, there's a really cool logo that somebody's made. I love the look of it. I'm going to read out some of them, discuss some of them, and then I'll discuss what I think should be the logo for, or the title for the next Jurassic World movie. So we've got Waz721 with a few of them. He says the next title should be Jurassic World, King of the Dinosaurs, The New Empire, or Supernova, or InGen Legacy of Dinosaurs. InGen Legacy of Dinosaurs could be a nice prequel series about focusing more on InGen. That would be nice to see. But for the rest of them, King of the Dinosaurs, I don't know about that. It feels like he should be focusing on one of the dinosaurs rather than anything. The New Empire sounds very similar to Star Wars. And then you have Supernova, which I believe is the working title, or is the actual name of the next Godzilla and Kong movie. So I wouldn't go with any of those titles, to be honest. Some people have said Jurassic World: The Plague, Jurassic World: The Infection. I'm not too sure about The Infection or The Plague. These titles don't really go they're not so in your face. They kind of describe something about the movie in one word. For example, Dominion. It's about dinosaurs or humans, either one of them, seeking dominion over this world. So they battle dominion from either side. So they kind of hide that. Fallen Kingdom is the fall of the kingdom, Isla Nublar. And Rebirth, I don't even know if I want to talk about Rebirth, what it could mean. I guess a rebirth for the franchise, but it really wasn't. It should have been, but it really wasn't. Someone here, Chuck CZE. It's likely going to be just one word, not like Fallen Kingdom or The Lost World. Liberation could technically make sense. I don't see it happening though. It's just hope that if there's mutants again in Jurassic 8, that it's the D-Rex and Mutants and not something new. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Because I would like at least one more mutant, but something that's cool. Because as we know, we had the Therizinosaurus mutant basically revealed for the first time. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I've made a video about it in more detail. But essentially, there was this one mutant that appeared on screen for 2 seconds in the original Jurassic World movie from 2015. And it looks like a Therizinosaurus and an Amargasaurus kind of merged together. And we never really got to see what it could look like. That's literally all we know about it until recently, where I think it's the Captives and the company, they've recently come out with new toys, one of them being a mutant Therizinosaurus, which looks like it's modeled exactly after what we see in Jurassic World. So hopefully that might be an indication that we might be getting at least one new mutant in this new mutant saga. The MCU is going to be angry, but in this new mutant saga for Jurassic, maybe one of them would be nice. But yeah, I do agree that the title for this next movie should probably just be one word. And I prefer titles like that where they are just one word. Because you can tell so much, but you also don't give away too much. and it also helps me as a creator because then it's less words to use in the title. It means less clickbaity titles as well. That's, it's a one word I would prefer. And Shell016 in the replies also said Jurassic World Freedom. They've also put a really nice logo, which I quite like, actually. It's unique. I like it, actually, yeah. But Freedom, yes, but no. These words that I've used in the franchise, again, I'm mainly just focusing more on Dominion and Rebirth as the names. I don't see how Freedom can fix into that because freedom means so many things. It's not exact enough like Rebirth was and like Dominion was, so I'm not too sure about Freedom. What we got here, we got a few other ones. Jurassic World Legacy, again, if you're not revisiting the Jurassic Park era, there's no point calling it Legacy, or at least the very early Jurassic World era before the park even started. There's no point calling it Legacy. But there was one dude, I think it's made by Andrew VM or VW on, what's that one website? There's one website for artists. Begins with the letter D. It has a green logo, black background. I can't remember what the website's called, but I'm sure someone out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. But he makes some fantastic logos that I've been allowed to use in some thumbnails. And one of them was Jurassic World Fallout. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like that. The idea of Fallout being the title of the next movie, because it gives me so many ideas and it kind of matches what you expect the story of the next Jurassic World movie to be. Again, if you don't know, we've made a few videos, I think maybe 3 or 4 of them, and I probably touched up on it a few times as well in some other videos, but we basically discussed how the story is developing the DX virus from the books. Essentially a virus that can transmit from dinosaurs to humans and kill out humans. And we were suspecting that Dolores, which is the Aquilops, was on Isla Saint Hubert for a reason, because it's supposed to be the most dangerous of the bunch, all of these dinosaurs on this island. And then when you look at Dolores, a tiny, cute, adorable little critter, how could this little herbivore be threatening or be part or have the worst of the worst dubbed upon it? It's just a tiny little guy, you know? So we obviously made jokes saying he's a war or she's a war criminal or a racist because it made no sense. But then as we saw the movie, we kind of realized that Dolores was the only thing that was taken from the island. And of course the DNA, though, from the Titanosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, and Mosasaurus. So we were suspecting that something has to happen with the 3 DNA canisters or Dolores. And to give meaning as to why Dolores was on this island, maybe she actually has the DX virus. And she bites one of the family members, and then in due course, this disease starts spreading from family member to family member, and then work colleague to work colleague, and then their families, and it just becomes a terrible thing across the world. And then this DNA for heart disease doesn't actually work. So the only way to kind of get to grips and find a cure for this new worldwide pandemic would be getting the DNA of mutant dinosaurs, these dinosaurs that aren't supposed to be there. The genomes are so mutated to the point where they actually fight off this DX virus and works really well. So we were kind of playing around with that idea, that theory, being the whole cause. And when you think about the title Jurassic World Fallout, it makes sense. It works really well with this potential story. And I love that idea, I really do. It's probably one of my favorite things, actually. I just can't stop thinking about it ever since I saw it. I know Jurassic World New Era has been something people have been speculating for years now. It was the first speculated title for Jurassic World Dominion because I believe loads of people were commenting New Era when they were predicting the title, and then Colin Trevorrow said, somebody has got the title, somebody predicted it right. And all you could see in those replies was Jurassic World New Era. So everyone assumed that it was New Era. New Era was also the marketing phrase for so long before the title of the movie as well. So understandably, we kind of expected it to be New Era, but it wasn't. It was Dominion. So people are still holding on hope that New Era might be the title eventually. But I think if it was going to be New Era, I think it had to be for Jurassic World Rebirth, Jurassic 7, and not at any time. So I don't think we are going to get the title Jurassic New Era. But again, I can't stop thinking about Jurassic World Fallout and how well it actually suits the franchise. Like the fallout of humanity, the fallout of dinosaurs and humanity. And even if they don't go down the route of having the DX virus being the main cause and trying to canonize Rebirth to make it a little bit better, they could still have something where it's a battle between these humans and dinosaurs. Because one thing that we've wanted for years is to see humans and dinosaurs try to coexist. I mean, loads of people would say, they have their opinions, but loads of people would say that's what Dominion was supposed to be, when in actual fact, Dominion was supposed to be the finalization of this whole saga, and then start dinosaurs on the mainland. So instead of just having one movie trying to deal with humans and dinosaurs, you can have multiple movies of humans and dinosaurs in the future. So that's kind of what Dominion was actually supposed to be before people let their opinions take over the facts. And yeah, so, but now we're in that world where we can see the humans and dinosaurs try to coexist. But of course, Rebirth, oh man, Rebirth for some reason just decided to undo all of that and basically just keep these dinosaurs to equatorial regions. Now, I do hope that they take my theory and actually make it more of a government cover-up, that these governments were actually killing these dinosaurs and hunted these dinosaurs, and it's not that the dinosaurs couldn't survive, and that was just the government cover-up that was happening. And then the Jurassic World Fallout, the title of Fallout, could be because humans are falling out with each other. Some people wanted these dinosaurs killed off. Some people wanted these dinosaurs to still be alive. And you can see humanity fall out from that. Or it could also be a fallout between humans and dinosaurs. You see these dinosaurs, because we know that this is going to be a trilogy. So the next movie is going to be movie 2 or 3. So in this middle movie, it could actually be dinosaurs reclaiming their land, going back to where civilization was and causing issues for generic people. And then in this second movie, it causes the fallout between dinosaurs and humans because dinosaurs want to be there, humans want to be there, but of course they can't coexist. So I think Jurassic World Fallout is probably my favorite title from any fan title ever. Like it's so well it's so well thought out, and it could go either way for many different storylines, such as the drug storyline with the DX virus, such as humans falling out with each other storyline with the government cover-up, or maybe just dinosaurs reclaiming the land with dinosaurs and humans falling out. So Jurassic World Fallout, definitely my favorite title. Again, for so many reasons. Like, it just works so well. And I can't really think of many other titles. I don't really see too many titles floating around at this point in time. That's kind of what my Twitter post was for, but unfortunately I only got 11 replies. So we didn't get many responses to possible titles, and some of those replies are just people begging for what to happen in the next one. I know for me personally, this isn't specifically for the next movie, but for me personally, I've always wanted Jurassic to just be called Jurassic, you know? So none of this Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, you know, just Jurassic. And you can just make any stories that way because it doesn't matter when it's set. Even something similar to Star Wars Rogue One. It's not actually called Star Wars Rogue One. The movie is called Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So imagine something like Alan Grant, a Jurassic story. Or, I don't know. I can't think of anything that's good off the top of my head. But, you know, just having Jurassic. For example, imagine it being called Jurassic Rebirth or Jurassic Fallout. Tell me that doesn't sound cool. That sounds better than Jurassic World. But I get why, because they have more of an IP and a showing and guarantee if they were to call it Jurassic World. So, you know, I don't blame them for keeping the Jurassic World IP, but I do prefer Jurassic to be the IP. Maybe they can't because it's more of a generic thing, because Jurassic is obviously used pretty much every day across the world because of the era and the time zone or the timeline in Earth's timeline. Don't know what I'm trying to say there, but you know what I mean. So that's probably why they can't call it Jurassic. But for me, I've always just wanted it to be called Jurassic, because I don't call it the Jurassic Park franchise. I don't call it the Jurassic World franchise. I call it the Jurassic franchise because it encompasses everything. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, doesn't matter. It has everything with the Jurassic title in the same franchise itself, and owned, of course, by Universal. So I've always wanted something to just be Jurassic. I don't think we're ever going to get that, unfortunately. I was hoping that Jurassic World Rebirth would be the one to start this new era, and it'll be an indefinite era where it would just be called Jurassic. But that didn't happen. So now we're kind of just left in the boat, wondering what the next title's going to be, because we know it's going to be Jurassic World, so we're at least 70% of the way there. We've got that part of the title correct. But yes, anyways, we are currently 30 minutes in. I'm doing quite well for myself, I think. My throat is getting a bit dry. So I think I'm going to go grab some water. Going to leave this running. You guys go grab some food as well. Make sure you're driving safe, please, because I don't want anything bad to happen to you guys, and just sat there waiting for somebody to come help you, and you just hear my voice in the background still being played. It will be very awkward. God forbid. I pray that you're all safe out there. I'm going to get some water, leave this running. There might be an ad break, but I will be right back. Oh, yeah, that was much needed. Much needed indeed. Okay, so that was the opening part of the podcast that I wanted to talk about regarding the title for Jurassic 8 and a little bit of a life update for myself. So let's get into the fleshy part, the middle part of this podcast. What are my notes here? So we're going to discuss the plot, and yeah, okay, let's discuss the plot, because this is actually really interesting. So something that I've pointed out a couple years ago, or a few years ago, when Jurassic World Dominion first came out. You guys know how much I love Dominion, how much I appreciate it and enjoy it. And I definitely feel as though it's going to be one of those movies where in a few years people are going to love it or learn to like it a lot more. Because for me, lore is the most important thing, and Dominion was fantastic with its lore. But, there was this one thing that really irked me when I realized it, and I didn't like it. When you look at the two trilogies, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, obviously, those two trilogies, we have the first movie in a trilogy, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, where it's a working theme park, or partially working theme park. The people arrive to Isla Nublar, and how can I put this? Okay, let's go with Jurassic Park. People arrive to Isla Nublar. It's supposed to be a park. Dinosaurs get out. Things go wrong. People barely survive. They get out. Dinosaurs are roaming the park. Now let's look at Jurassic World. The park is instead now open. It's a few more years later, many more years later. People are arriving to the park. They're checking out the park on Isla Nublar. Something goes wrong. Dinosaurs get let out. People die, barely make it out alive. And then dinosaurs are left to reclaim Isla Nublar once again. So those two movies practically match each other up. So let's take a look at the second one in the trilogy, The Lost World Jurassic Park. We go back to a dinosaur-infested island. This time it is a different island, understandably, it's Site B, but there are dinosaurs running amok all across this island. They're surviving there. What do? We try to take these dinosaurs from this island and bring them back to the mainland. Oh no, what happens? The dinosaurs break out and they start walking on the mainland. What? More specifically, the T-Rexes. Now let's look at Fallen Kingdom. You already know where I'm going with this. Fallen Kingdom. We've returned back to a dinosaur-infested island. We try to take these dinosaurs from this island to the mainland. What happens? The dinosaurs eventually break out and they scurry across the mainland. The only difference is that, obviously, there's the two different islands. We have Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna. But the Lost World was able to return some of these wild specimens, such as the T-Rexes, back to Isla Sorna, but in Fallen Kingdom, that didn't happen, leaving it open book. So now you must be wondering, how does Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World Dominion have similarities? Here we are, ladies and gents. What happens in Jurassic Park 3? Alan Grant and the Kirbys go back to Isla Sorna to try and recover Eric Kirby, a lost child on this island. And of course, there are some experiments going on this island, and so we have the Spinosaurus. I was trying to think about that. They go back to the island. They find the Kirby child, Eric, and then they bring him back for safety. In Dominion, whilst not everything is the same, they've got a very similar plot there with Maisie. The whole plot of Dominion, there's multiple plots of Dominion, but one of them was that she tried to recover Maisie, a lost child in a secluded area with dinosaurs. And that's basically a very similar story to what we had in Jurassic Park 3. So, when you think about it, you just redid the ideas that were already done. And even, you know what, let's throw Jurassic World Rebirth in there. We go to a dinosaur-infested island, we try to get DNA from these dinosaurs, and we leave the island. That's basically everything that we've established from all of the last 6 movies. DNA from the dinosaurs, go into another island, trying to get the DNA from the dinosaurs. Oh, most of us make it out alive. It literally is just Jurassic Park and some of the Jurassic World trilogy, and a bit more of the Jurassic Park trilogy as well, merged together. So it's literally what we've already established. So the plot of whatever Jurassic 8 will be, Jurassic World 5, this is the second movie of this new trilogy, of the third trilogy. So the issue is, for me, repeating ideas. We need to avoid repeating ideas, because in theory, what this second movie should be of this trilogy, based off, patterns that we already have, is that they are going to somehow bring these dinosaurs back to civilization. I mean, I would like that because it undoes the crap that Rebirth did, so I'll let it slide this time around, but, that's kind of what we're expecting to happen in Jurassic 8. Like, is there anything more? Because you can't come up with other ideas, and I genuinely do not know why Universal struggle to come up with new ideas. Like, for example, David Koepp, the writer of Jurassic Park and The Lost World, he did alright with that, but I believe he also had a lot of help from Steven Spielberg as well. But he did Jurassic World Rebirth, and the fact that your lead writer, I think your only writer, on your movie comes out and says, I had no clue what to do after Jurassic World Dominion. How can you say that? How can you say you had no idea what to do after Jurassic World Dominion? Dominion, whether you love it or hate it, one thing that is undeniable from both sides of the spectrum is that it set up future movies, many future movies, many story ideas. And for them to say that you didn't know what to do and go ahead and produce Rebirth, very concerning. And to also be the one saying nobody likes a retcon and then have Rebirth, which is statistically the movie with the most retcons in the franchise, it concerns me. It concerns me. It really does. Because this new trilogy is going to be very similar to what we've had before. I think it's quite obvious, especially given what we are expecting this second movie to be. We'll get into that in just a few moments. But, for example, just a few days ago, I did a reaction video to Ali Awada's content, where he went ahead and he made his own stories set in an adjacent universe to the Jurassic universe. They are so well put together. They are so well made. I have put forward so many good ideas online for what a Jurassic movie could be, and so many loose ends that don't break canonicity, but would be nice to have an answer to from the previous movies as well. But we didn't get that. And I don't know why Universal are gatekeeping a good Jurassic movie. Like, let's be for real here. One thing that I was told from people close to me and close to the Jurassic franchise was that if an idea of Jurassic was put public online, then they won't go ahead and do it. If it was a public pitch, that's done. They're never going to make a movie like that. And I think Universal needs to stop being so tightly gripped on stuff like that, because the things that the fans put out there genuinely is some of the best media in the franchise. It's not official in any way, but it is some of the best media out there. And I think the fact that because it's out there, because it's public, and Universal won't make a movie similar to it because it's already out there, I think that's just ridiculous. Because there's loads of good stuff out there that the Jurassic franchise should take from. And, I got my own special irks about this, and, I want to do my own stories. That's why I kind of did Jurassic What If as well. So I can, try to morph a few stories together, get an idea of what this franchise can do. So, hold on, I'm going to take a drink now. So yeah, there's an issue when it comes to Universal and ideas for the Jurassic movie. But the main key point is that as much as I would give a free pass to bringing dinosaurs back to civilization in this second movie of the trilogy, we need to avoid repeating ideas. It's been established that pretty much the last 6 movies have been repeating ideas to an extent, of course. But it's just too similar to what we've previously had. We need something new. We need something good. And we're hoping Rebirth would be that. But again, it was just a rehash of ideas that we had previously done in the franchise. So priority number 1 for Jurassic 8, in my opinion, is to not have a story that repeats ideas. Don't do that. Just don't do it. There's plenty of other stories that you can follow through with. And I am worried that my theory, because of the whole DX virus thing, it got very popular. People started to share it online across, Reddit and Discords and Instagram comments, and I've seen it here and there. So I've seen it spread about, and I'm just worried that because it got a little bit too popular, Universal might have come across it and they've had to redo the script to something different. I'm hoping not, because I am going to toot my own horn here. It's a really good idea. I do like it. You bring aspects from the book and the movies, and you adapt what was bad in Rebirth and make Rebirth better in some way. So, yeah. And it won't be a repeating idea. It'll be something different. If they actually go down that route of humans and DNA struggling and the DX virus, it's not something that we've really had in the franchise. So yeah, I would like to see it. Anyways, so what could the plot of the second movie actually be? Well, of course, it depends what the main overall story will be. Something that I did take away from Jurassic World Rebirth was that you couldn't really get a grasp of what this overall arcing story was going to be, and you kind of do get to see that. Jurassic Park, we're going to wipe that away, okay? Because when you look at the 2 trilogies together, yes, Jurassic Park might be the better movie, but the Jurassic World trilogy is definitely the better trilogy of the bunch because it's an actual flowing story. In Jurassic World, you could kind of get an idea of what was happening there. So corporate greed got taken over in Jurassic World, which then led to the Velociraptors and Indominus Rex and things basically failing. It was a domino effect. But then it was seeded in places with Vic Hoskins and Dr. Wu and InGen that something secret was going on. And of course, with the new hybrid program that was ongoing, it was quite clear that Dr. Wu was going to make a new hybrid of some sorts. And with all of the secrecy going on, we could predict that it was going to be something to do with the government. So having a war-fed program like the Indoraptor would be something the government would be interested in, a militarized dinosaur. So then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom happened, and then as you went through Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it was aided even further that you could see that story was starting to dwindle, and they were focusing more on the hybrid and execution of hybridization and genomes in the world. And then you could obviously expect that by the end of Fallen Kingdom, dinosaurs were going to be across the world. But you could also see that with the teaser of Ian Malcolm at the end saying they're not going to stop at the de-extinction of the dinosaurs, you're expecting another threat. And right away, I thought bugs, something to do with that. comes Dominion, we get bugs. We get prehistoric locusts, and of course we know Biosyn is big, bad, and ugly. We've known them since the first Jurassic Park movie. And whilst I wasn't expecting it was a pleasant surprise. We did have stories from the Jurassic Park trilogy that also came to an end, but you could see that it was coming full circle, that corporation kind of battles each other, but always come to the same conclusion. InGen, they were battling Biosyn to an extent, and then came to a conclusion where they liquidated. Biosyn were battling InGen, took advantage of InGen's downfall, but because of corporate greed, they also fell into liquidation, assuming after Dominion they fell into liquidation, but you know what I'm trying to say. So you could see what the overall story was going to be for Jurassic World, especially as time went on per movie. But for Jurassic World Rebirth, it's very difficult to make out. There are some loose ends in Rebirth, such as the big one, in my opinion, being Parker Genix. Parker Genix is a company, a science company that's clearly a lot bigger in the world than we anticipated, and could be on course to be very similar to Biosyn and InGen, but maybe they're focusing more on the human side of things, to protect and look after humans, and make dinosaurs the secondary priority and not the first priority that InGen and Biosyn were doing. So yeah, you know Parker Genix are there. They are a company. I expect to see them again in this trilogy, and I expect them to be something to do with the corporate side of things once again. Another repeating idea, but I expect them to be there. But one takeaway from Rebirth, I just couldn't really work out what this overall large story is going to be. At least in Jurassic World, I knew eventually dinosaurs were going to go on the mainland. I knew eventually that there was going to be some kind of form of coexistence between humans and dinosaurs, and you could see that from Jurassic World. And you could also see the bugs coming from Jurassic World as well. So at least you could see that from the first movie. But with Rebirth, it's very difficult. Like, I was making these predictions for Jurassic World Dominion well before Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom came out, and I was part of this fandom. I wasn't in this fandom when I already knew what was going to happen. So now that I am in this fandom and I have a lot more knowledge on this franchise, the fact that I can't figure out Rebirth is throwing me. It's very hard to suspect what this plot's going to be, but I do think it's going to have to be something to do with the DNA canisters, something to do with Parker Genix, and something to do with Dolores. It has to be something of those sorts, because those are the main, like, I mean, yes, we have Ile Saint-Hubert, we can explore the facility, but what's the point of going back to the island again? Like, sure, you've introduced the island, which is, I think, like the 4th island confirmed with dinosaurs on them now at this point. Oh my goodness, if you don't even include Malta. So it really is throwing me what it could be, but it has to be something to do medically, something to do with medical stuff. Because, again, Parker Genix, they needed that heart cure with the DNA, and then they go ahead and open source it. Them being Zora and Jonathan Bailey's character, what's his name? Henry. So they said that they're going to open source the DNA stuff, so that loads of people have access to this heart cure. Obviously, Parker Genix will most likely not be happy with that. So I assume something like that is going to happen. It would be nice more for the DX virus story, in my opinion. I feel like that's a lot more interesting. And maybe Parker Genix are actually a lot nicer than we were expecting, because we're so used to the corporations in this franchise being shitheads, basically. Not nice people. It would be a nice change of pace to have Parker Genix be where they have every means to be angry at Zora and Henry for giving away this DNA and having Martin be killed by the D-Rex. But actually, they're not that angry. Their key focus is still to help humanity. It would be very refreshing to see something like that. Very refreshing to have a company who actually cares about humanity. So, yeah, I do think that that's probably where the story should go. In all fairness, I don't see any other way that it could go. I do think the overall arcing story is something to do with medical stuff, but maybe there's something that I haven't missed. Maybe there's something that I have missed, and I just haven't spotted just yet. I'm going to have to watch Jurassic World Rebirth again. The last time I watched it was, when was it, November? October, November, sometime around that time. So I haven't watched it in a long time. But with this new fresh perspective, let's say, I might be able to see what this overall story might be. Maybe in my next podcast, I might be able to update you guys. Who knows? But yeah, I think I'm gonna place my my prediction here. I think the overall story is something to do with medical stuff. Whether that be a DX virus, a new disease, something of the sort, something medical is going to be the overall arcing story. But again, Rebirth just, I try not to. You guys know how positive I am and how optimistic I am of this franchise, so I really try not to shit on it. But Rebirth it's like that kid that you're forced to love. You're forced to love it. You're trying to find its good side of things, but you also have to bear with the obvious. But yes, overall, no clue what the overall plot could be of this second movie. I wouldn't actually say that. I have a slight idea of what this plot could be for the second movie. I don't have an overall arcing plot idea. Very hard to make that out. But again, the plot of the second movie will obviously depend on what the main overall story is going to be for this trilogy. But one thing that I am going to say time and time again, please avoid repeating ideas, Universal. I beg of you. Please. Anyways, let's move on to this final segment of this podcast because we are just 10 minutes away from that hour mark. So what I am going to say now is that for future videos, because I was meant to do this in advance for this one, but unfortunately I just completely forgot about it until I was sleeping last night, and I guess I just forgot about it. And by the time I would have made the community post on YouTube, I wouldn't have had enough time to garner enough questions. But I do want the last section of this podcast to be more of a Q&A. So each week, perhaps, I will post a YouTube community post where I'll say, hey, we are going to be recording episode so-and-so of the Jurassic Hour podcast this week. Please feel free to leave your questions below. And then, of course, you can go ahead. You can leave your questions in that little community section. And then I'll read them out at the end of this video. I was supposed to in this video, but I forgot. So I do apologize about that. But what I do want to talk about is other dinosaur movies, because I don't know if you guys saw my tweet a few weeks back, but when you look back at dinosaur media, dinosaur movies, besides the crappy low budget ones, they're very far and few between. It's very hard to find them. We've had Jurassic Park 3 in 2001. And what dinosaur movie did we have since then? Land of the Lost, I think. And that's it. I can't really think of another dinosaur movie. But then we had 2015 with Jurassic World. In 2016, we didn't have anything. In 2017, we didn't have anything. We had Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom in 2018. Then we had Jurassic World Battle at Big Rock in 2019. In 2020, we didn't have anything. But then 2021, we had the prologue Jurassic World that was released in cinemas with Fast and Furious 9. And then 2022, we had Jurassic World Dominion. 2023, we had 65. 2024, we didn't have anything. But in 2025, we did have Jurassic World Rebirth, and we had Primitive War. So nearly every single year since, of course, Fallen Kingdom, we've had something dinosaur related, and that's pretty cool. But it doesn't just stop there. This year in 2026, we have Flower Vale Street, which is a dinosaur movie. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Then in 2027, we have the confirmed year release date for Primitive War 2, the sequel to what we had last year. And then in 2028, we have this next Jurassic World movie, Jurassic 8. And then hopefully something happens in 2029. But it's amazing to see the growth and development of dinosaur media. It's not just Jurassic anymore. It's really nice to see. Primitive War was really enjoyable. So enjoyable. It was such a breath of fresh air to see dinosaurs in a different habitat than just being Jurassic. And that's why it had the success it had. I see loads of people from all types of audiences enjoying it. I know people have their irks with it as well. But it was such a nice change of pace to Jurassic World Rebirth and the rest of the Jurassic franchise. And it was nice to see a dinosaur movie with decent CGI for just a $7 million budget, by the way. That's incredible CGI for that much. But to also be R-rated, 18 plus rated, that's amazing. Something that Jurassic won't even dare to touch. So of course it was a really nice pace. And for Primitive War 2, if it's going to be as good as the books, I have a good feeling that Primitive War 2 is going to be really, really fun to watch as well and really enjoyable. So in 2027, I will be there. I will be sat and I will be watching Primitive War 2. I'm very excited to see how that's going to go down. But before we get to 2027, we still need to go through this year, which is Flower Vale Street. Now on paper, you look at Flower Vale Street, it's not really a dinosaur movie. Like, what's Flower Vale Street got to do with dinosaurs? You wouldn't expect a movie called Flower Vale Street to have dinosaurs. Maybe something horror, maybe more drama, but to have dinosaurs? How's that going to work out? Well, we assume some kind of storm affects the area on this road that then actually brings dinosaurs from the past into the future. So that's kind of like what we're expecting this movie to be. But at this point in time, we don't really know too much. We know that Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor are starring in it. We know that this movie was supposed to be released by now, but of course we had some workarounds with Warner Brothers, who are currently producing the movie, and Bad Robot. And it's directed by David Robert Mitchell, who directed It Follows, which again is a really good acclaimed horror movie as well, or thriller movie. And I did get a tiny scoop. I deemed it good enough to talk about and discuss it. But apparently the trailer for Flower Vale Street could be coming soon. I'm not saying that it is, but it could be coming soon. Because Warner Brothers are currently expected to finalize details regarding this year's dinosaur movie before proceeding with a trailer release. But of course, take this with a pinch of salt, as development for this movie has varied throughout the couple of years that it's been filmed for. And not only that, but today we just got news that the Netflix and Warner Brothers accusation. What's the word I'm looking for? It's going to drive me crazy. You know what I'm trying to say. Netflix buying Warner Brothers, basically. That's now fallen through, and it seems like Paramount are the ones to now buy Warner Brothers, which is crazy. So with everything going on at Warner Brothers right now, I'm not too sure what's going to happen for Flower Vale Street. It is scheduled to release in August this year, so we still have probably a month or 2 months until the optimum time for the trailer does pass. But until that trailer, we don't really know what's really going to happen in this movie. I am excited to see what it's going to be about. There were rumors that it's now been swapped over and it's not a dinosaur movie. I really hope that's not the case, because I'm really excited for this. It's going to be another change of pace. And it could be like the 65 movie that we had with Sony that released in 2023. I just hope a little bit better than that. The way that I describe 65 is that it's basically just a very quick takeaway movie. If you want to have a movie with your takeaway food, you can pop on 65 for an hour and 35 minutes, whatever it is, and just watch that. That's literally how I describe it. It's not a great movie, but it's not the worst movie. It's a decent enough movie to watch and enjoy. So as long as Flower Vale Street is better than 65, I'm happy. I'm a happy man. But again, it's very hard to work out what this movie really is going to be about and what the story is going to be about. There are some behind the scenes images that you can kind of grasp. It's not just going to be fine and dandy. There are going to be deaths. Spoiler alert, obviously they're going to be deaths. It's a dinosaur movie. But yeah. We have good things to come. 2026, Flower Vale Street, dinosaur movie. Gonna have to wait and see how that goes down. August is the release month. I think it's August 27th or August 17th. Can't quite remember. I think it's something with a 7. But it's definitely August. Then, of course, we have Primitive War releasing next year in 2027. So we have something dinosaur related to enjoy for the next 3 years, including 2026. So 26, we have Flower Vale Street. 27, we have Primitive War 2. 28, we have Jurassic 8. So, yeah. Good things are ahead of us. And of course, it's not just dinosaur movies. We do have dinosaur games releasing. We have loads of dinosaur games now. And the big one being Jurassic Park Survival, which next week's podcast might specifically be about. Because I do want to talk about it. Because I've been doing my research behind the scenes, let's just say that. And I've been playing some games from Saber Interactive that are going to be very similar to Jurassic Park Survival. And I think I have spotted a reason that not many people are talking about as to why Jurassic Park Survival might be taking so long. I've just got another idea in my head, sorry. So I am excited to talk about it. We'll do one dedicated video as to why I think Jurassic Park Survival is going to has taken so long, and I think that's probably going to be my next video unless something else pops up. So I've been trying to get this video out for a week now, but thank God we've been able to play a few more games and get a different perspective of that now. So this weekend I might have that video up, and then we'll get the podcast sometime next week as well. But yeah, I don't know what this week's going to hold for me. Of course, got to look after Kobe. I've got a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 to play, which I'm so excited to continue playing. What else I'm going to do this week? I don't think I'm going to do much this week. My chair broke, so I might go and get a new gaming chair. Yep, I'm looking at it right now. So broken. It is so broken. The armrest literally just snapped off. So, yeah, I'm going to have to fix that. And Kobe, hello, come here. Come here, boy. Ah, aren't you so sweet? He's come to say hello to me, finally. At the end of the podcast, he's come to say hello. So, yeah. This week I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to be playing a lot of games, and I know I'm going to have to be producing some more videos. I'm hoping to hear something back from Frontier for Jurassic World Evolution 3, because just one final bit of news before I end off this podcast. Frontier did come out to confirm that there is more to come from Jurassic World Evolution 3 this year in 2026, and we are already aware of a Jurassic World Rebirth DLC currently in development for the video game, and the next DLC is anticipated to release by the end of March, but this is only based off previous patterns from this video game series. So if we were to get a DLC for that video game at the end of March 2026, then we should hopefully get a trailer within a week or maybe 2 weeks. Hopefully we will get some kind of announcement. But yes, more to come from Jurassic World Evolution 3 this year, so we've got plenty of videos to make. Stick around. Press the subscribe button. We're almost at 300,000. I think we just hit 295,000 subscribers, so we're very close to 300,000, which makes me very excited to finally see a new milestone to be here. But thank you so much for watching the Jurassic Hour Podcast, Episode 2. It's been a blast. Thank you so much. If you have any further ideas and stuff you want me to talk about, then let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Jurassic Hour Podcast and whether or not I should continue it. We are just trying to soft reboot it right now, basically, or restart it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun talking about this. I got some things off my mind, and it's a nice insight to what's going on in my life for you guys as well. But thank you so much. Subscribe if you're new around here, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.